This is the inaugural episode of Fatties On The Fly's web series. And this is just the first of many, many more to come. There they are, buddy! Waka waka, full belly bass. Hi, I'm Ben Tabor with Fatties On The Fly and Fatties Guide Company. I started fly fishing when I was around 12 years old. Went on a family trip up to New Mexico with my aunt, uncle, and my cousin, Michael, who's my numero uno. That's my main man. And he's a year or two older, and he had a fly rod on that trip. And if Michael was doing it, I had to do it. Then the plan is get this sun a little bit higher, get rigged up, head down to the water. The flows are high right now. We had some rain come in late last week. Let me check the flows. 759. I don't know if you remember it. Last time the flows were between 700 and 800 and we caught like 80 fish in 2 hours in the same section of river. So the thinking is we'll duplicate what we did late spring. It's cold out here, flows are high, striper love it, sand bats love it, and I love it. So we'll see. In Granbury, we're predominantly fishing the Brazos River on the tailwaters of Lake Granbury. And what makes this stretch of river unique is that we've got well over 10 species of fish that we can catch all in one day. Striper, sand bass, largemouth, spotted bass, a variety of brim species. We've also got buffalo drum, carp, river horse, gar, alligator gar, spotted gar, or short-nosed gar. You could go out and catch 10 species in a day and it wouldn't be a big deal. Now, it's not every day, it's fishing, so, you know, but we've got a lot of opportunity at our fingertips. Just like springtime conditions, flows are up, river's a little bit swollen, main current running right down the belly, and these fish are typically going to be right on the edge of the eddy line where the slick water meets the fast water. When I say slick, I just mean flat. And so we're going to start ripping this popper all along there. I've already seen fish jumping on the eddy line. It's not mundane, it's not monotonous, it's ever-changing. You are more engaged, I feel like, with nature and your surroundings when you're fly fishing, and not in like a hippie kind of way. What I mean is when we're fly fishing, typically the first thing we do when we get to the water's edge is stop and take a look around. What are the bugs doing? What are the fish doing? What kind of bait fish are going on? Can we see the fish? Okay, if we do, what kind of fish are out there? And you can really put together a plan of attack before you even step foot in the water. And I think for me, it's that ongoing thought process or mental stimulation, whatever you want to call it, that keeps me engaged. Again, it's not soaking bait. There's nothing wrong with that. I still do that. It's just, without being snooty, I feel like it's more of a thinking man's way to fish. It really does require you to pay attention to a lot of different factors. All right, we fished this hole, wore it out, tried them on top, subsurface, on the bottom, no luck. Doesn't mean they're not here, just means they're not hungry. So we're rolling up and heading to a new spot. I started the fly business back in early 2017 and the guide company back in 2019, late 2019. Fatties On The Fly was founded off a note I left my wife on the door. At the time I was working a corporate gig,
I was a senior account executive, and I was really good at it, but I wasn't crazy about it. So Saturday mornings, I'd get up super early. My wife would sleep in, and so I'd leave her little notes. And one day I wrote on a note, I was going out with a good friend of mine, Lee Downing, and I put on the note, "Hey babe, gone chasing Fatties on the Fly, be back later." And Lee saw it and said, "That's a killer name for a business." I said, "Man, I got a good job. Like, what am I gonna do?" He goes, "It doesn't matter. Just come up with it. You got a good name, come up with a good logo, and then the rest will kind of fall in place." I've got an art background, my dad does as well, and my wife's a graphic designer, so we had the name, we started thinking about the logo, came up with what you still see today, the Fatties on the Fly, circled fish with the fly line, and we took off.
New spot, round 2, heading up to the beach. Not the beach, the spot we call the beach. See if we can't find some fish. Last spot had a couple, but not really what we're looking for. We're going up right now, work our way up. There's 3 separate tiers. We're gonna fish them all, spin around, and work our way back to the truck. New section of river, same tactics, same techniques. As you can see, a lot more structure, a lot more broken water, meaning white water, riffles. When the flows get up like this, it pumps and flushes a lot of bait fish and the little micro things that the bait fish are eating into these sections, and in turn the big fish come in behind them looking for a good snack. And so right now we're kind of looking for rises or fish hitting the top. If we don't get any luck there, we'll switch to subsurface and kind of dredge the bottom.
I'd been part of a monthly subscription model in the past, and we weren't receiving timely flies. Fatties on the Fly initially started as a monthly subscription box, and the whole goal was to get people outdoors and get them into the fly fishing. And a lot of times that initial fly shop experience can be a little bit intimidating. Our big goal is getting the fly curious into this sport. We really try to demystify fly fishing and make it attainable and available to anybody and everybody. 70–75% of our clients are either brand new to the sport or, like I said, they're fly curious. Fly curious is the guy or gal who's seen it, they've thought about it, they've always thought, man, that's something I'd really like to get into. I want to be sensitive when I say this, but I feel like there's some perceptions about getting into fly fishing. It's going to cost too much. The gear's really, really expensive. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know who to talk to, things like that. And that's what we're here to kind of debunk. It doesn't have to cost that much. There's plenty of resources available. You just have somebody, need somebody to help you kind of along the way. And that's really our main goal. This particular spot has really 3 different layers. There's a lot of elevation change in it and 3 different tiers. Lower tier, nothing. Time to move up to like the honey hole of this hole. The river splits. You've got really shallow, kind of a rock garden on the left side of the river. On the opposite bank, we have a deep cut that really only exists when we have good flows. Historically, striper like to hang out right there where it, I guess, converges.
There they are, buddy. Ooh, it's a big green one. Waka waka, full belly bass. This is a largemouth. In this river we've got largemouth and spotted bass. And we know this is a largemouth because 1, it doesn't have the horizontal banding that the spots do. There's some other characteristics, but usually on the spotted bass they'll have a gritty tooth patch on their tongue. This guy's slicked off. Cool.
My ultimate goal with this web series would be to get more people exposed to fly fishing, and again, help demystify this aura around fly fishing, that it's hard, it's expensive, it's tough to get into. The goal is just to get more people out on the water and enjoy what I'm enjoying.
The water was right, the air temp was right, the conditions were all perfect. Sometimes it just doesn't happen. We caught one really, really nice largemouth bass, missed a few small spots, but all in all, couldn't ask for a better day. I mean, it's gorgeous.
That concludes the first episode of Fatties on the Fly web series. Thank you so much for watching. Please stay tuned. We've got a bunch of cool trips coming up. Thank you again. I hope you enjoyed it. And whatever social media you're watching this on, do the click or the like or the share or whatever it tells you that you need to do. Until then, get out there. I'll see you on the water.